Alright, so after turning 8 of these, I've ended up with 3 with broken off stars. So something I can do, I don't want to just scrap those as projects, so I can turn a couple of those, or one of those, I don't know, 1 or 2, as little finials that I can just dowel into the top of a tree. And I also want to turn one as one of these Merkabas, I don't know how to pronounce it in reality, which is this, the Greeks called it a stellated octahedron, which is a mathematical term to describe it, I suppose. It's also called a Stella Octangula in some references, and in Judaism and sacred geometry it's called a Merkaba, and that's God's chariot. There's all kinds of meanings, like sacred and religious meanings to these things. Something else I want to do in up and coming stuff is I want to make my stands more artistic, and also my sketchbook. I want the sketches in my sketchbook to be more artistic. Now I've got a 40mm to sit on top of these Christmas trees, nice scale. It needs to be the same scale as this, which is 20mm circumscribed diameter. So I'm starting with a 40mm sphere, which I'm going to turn into a 20mm diameter, if you like, octahedron. So what I did is I've turned the sphere, I've marked out these white lines are the octants, so X, Y and Z axis if you like, and then I've found the centres of those octants, which are the corners of a cube. So you see the square, and wherever you turn it, it's a square. So that's your cube that shares that same sphere. The vertices of that cube would fit on the same vertices as that octahedron. And then I've, from each of these cube vertices, because we know we turned this one from a cube, about its corners, and we're going to kind of do that on this one, but it's too small to fit between the cube corner centres on my lathe, and I'd have to make a really tiny pair. I don't think I could do it. So here's plan B, is I've marked up a line 60 degrees round. I'd have to turn this the other way to show you what I mean, but think of it this way: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That division by 60 degrees also divides it into 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've come up 60 degrees from the cube corners, vertices, and drawn a ring around, and I've done that from every single cube vertex, all 8 of them, and that allows me to turn. I'm just going to do parting cuts in towards those about the cube vertices as centres. I'm going to part away down to, and I'm safe to do it because I've got that little triangle where they don't intersect, an 8mm diameter tenon, which will be 10mm long. So it's 10mm to there, 10 more to the centre, 10 to there and 10 to the end, which I can then hold in a I hope this is on camera. I can then hold those in a collet chuck and turn, how many are there? There are 8 vertices. Yeah, I can turn 4 of the vertices in full, about that. There will be tiny little artifacts, the same as when we got this in that fold, in that deepest part, but they'll be easy to remove with a little chisel. And don't forget that this is a 40mm cube that made this, and this is a 20mm. This is going to be 20, so it's an 1/8 of the size in scale compared to this. So it's some very fine, you know, glasses on turning. So yeah, it's simple. I've just got to turn down on every single of the cube vertices, all 8 of them. There'll be a tenon sticking out of an octahedron, and that's when I'll come back and we'll go into how we're going to turn that into a tiny Merkaba that can sit on top of the Christmas tree.